Hello and welcome to another Demis Hellen tutorial. This video is all about a Flume pad. I've done a video previously on a pad sound for Flume, and now this is a pad cum pluck. It's like a hybrid sound. It's nothing too spectacular, but I'll show you exactly what's going on this preset, and I'll just show you how to build it. So this is how it sounds. Filter here controls it down to a pluck. Now if you don't want to have it filtering out and turn into a pluck, we've now got the cutoff here as well. So we don't actually, we just keep the sustained notes from the filter being up here controlling envelope 4. As you can see, it's chucking the level up to full when you turn that up to full, and down to the position you can see there, which is like a nice little pluck sound. And then the soloer there, is just turning down some of the amps here just to give it a bit more of a thinner feeling when you're on the breakdown sort of thing. Right, so let's copy that down to there. Let's close that patch. Let's mute that one. And here we are with an initiated patch. Let's just click new sound to make sure we definitely are working on the blank template. Now the first things first is the master level. Just turn it down to just above 9 o'clock because this is quite an intense sound. Right, so we want 3 oscillators and we want them all on saw 1. So just turn the wave positions up, turn the amps up. We have a nice full sound there. Just for the purposes of the start of this tutorial, just chuck the level up on envelope 4. Okay, so it sounds a bit quiet at the moment and it's just going to get more intense, hence we've turned that down. So jumping back over here, wavetable positions, just offset them slightly. So one at full, one near enough 3 o'clock and one's pointing more to 4 o'clock, just to create a bit more width. And then what we need to do to create a bit more width, we're going to stick to that. We'll just, first things first, get rid of these. We don't want these, just so we know we're not working with them. And filter 2, we're not working with that. Blah, blah, blah. Right, so into voicing, what we want to do is increase the unison to 3. Now this is where the master volume needs to be down, so if you haven't already turned it down, I'd do so right now. Okay, so you can see it's nearly flipping there already. So that's creating some nice harmonics. We're going to use the pitch cutoff just to add some extra detune. And we're also going to use the pan position to take it away from the kind of mono aspect to give it a nice wider feeling. Okay, so it's starting to sound like the original sound. Now, to control all the other aspects and give it a bit of movement, we're going to do a few things, which is going to involve the LFO and it's also going to involve this first effects instrument. So let's just get the effects out of the way. So chuck a chorus in there, just turn the drum right. So that's where I want it to sound. And then in effects 2, just choose delay synced, but just leave it down for now, and we'll get to that later on. Alright, so we've got a nice thick full sound. Now we're going to go to the filter, and we're going to choose low pass 4. Make sure you've got this up here to serial, so it's just controlling this one. Alright, so I'm going to leave this about just after 9 o'clock. Excuse me. And what we're going to do is go into envelope 1, and this is going to control the pluck aspect. So envelope 1, what we want to do is turn the level right down, just turn the decay down very slightly, attack up ever so slightly. And what we're going to do is we're going to route that one to filter cutoff. Turn that up. Okay, so we're getting a nice pluck sound there. But as you can hear, it is still slightly in the background if we've got headphones on there, but that doesn't matter as long as we've got that pluck sound. Right, so how do we get from the pluck sound to the full sound? Well, that's where the macro controls come in, and we're going to throw that onto cut off 1, and we're going to throw that right up. So when we filter this in, we've got a full sound. So let's just give that a quick name, and I'm going to call that filter. I think that'll do. So that's the filter. Now, going back to what we can hear the sound in the headphones, even though it's a pluck sound, and that's because envelope 4 is the master envelope. So the level's fully up, but when it's down, we want this to turn that down. So we're going to chuck that over to there, and that. My apologies, wrong way around. Turn the level down. We want that to increase that. Okay, so now we've got a nice pluck sound. We're going to also turn the tack up a bit there, just before 9 o'clock. Okay, and we're also going to modulate this, and we're going to just turn it up to about 9 o'clock. Maybe a bit further. Okay, so we're not getting that stab at the start of it. So there is the basics of the sound. Now, to create a bit more movement, we're going to use this LFO. We're not going to change any of the settings. This is all down to taste again, and we're just going to put it onto oscillators 2 and 3, and we're going to modulate that down about 7 and somewhere in the same region. I like to make it different, so we get a bit of modulated movement on the pitch. So that's that done, and then just to add a little bit, we go into the oscillator tab here, and we add a little bit more. Now I'm just going to chuck the decay nearly up there. In fact, let's just keep it nice, the original. Just add a bit of depth, so you can hear what's happening there. That just gives it a little bit of a tape effect. It's something that I do hear in the tracks, but it just gives it some character. It takes it away from that kind of electronic aspect. It starts making you forget what the sound is, giving it some more realism. So that is essentially it for that. The other one, we had the soloer, and that's a case of just throwing over here and turning the amp down on that one and that one. My apologies, not that one. On that one, turn that down, so we get this effect. So it's a bit thinner, if you know what I mean. So it's better for the breakdown. Now you can make that really drastic, and you can turn it all the way down. So you've just got one sound. So we'll just name that solo. And finally, the one where I actually cut it off. If you just drag it to there, turn it all the way up. Turn it all the way down, sorry. So you can see it hits down into a little box there. Now this enables you to throw it down further than what you can see. Now I'll demonstrate that here. If we just turn that up, so we're turning that up, that's turning the cutoff down. So there you go, that's the maximum. But if we keep going down, we can control further. Okay, and let's just put cut off. So we have those little bits there, and then that is it really for the patch. I haven't done anything else to it. That's how it comes, and it just gives you that sort of Flume style, but once you start putting that in there with some really, really hard sidechain compression with the kick, you're going to get that really nice ducking effect where it rises back up, and it's going to sound awesome because it's nice and full, but you can also throw it down for the chorus, for the verse, sorry, and I don't know, create some plucked melodies. Like, for example, we can just take this idea here and we can shorten that down. It's not the world's greatest melody. It would help if we're on 16ths, and we don't want to save. To bear with me, my keyboard is hidden behind the microphone stand. Okay, so you can have that sort of effect. Let's just copy that over. And then when we turn this down, there is one thing that we did miss, the delay. So find a delay that sounds nice for you. So that sounds quite nice. Let's just turn that down a bit more. Okay, so there's your sound. That is the pluck sound. I'll put it in the description below. It'll be via the Facebook page, so just let it take you on there. Just give me a like and you can have access to the download, and it's a great way to support me as well. So if you like the video, please like it. Please leave me a comment on what you want to see next, and best of all, follow me on my new website, which is demishellen.com, link in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video.